Imagine this, bro. Imagine just a couple months from now. Say you decided to exit out of this video. You decided to maybe go play some video games or watch some like prank videos or something like that. And you just went on with your day-to-day life. And now 2 months goes by. It's a Monday. You find yourself at the coffee shop. You're in line. You're waiting to make your order. And all of a sudden you look over. Oh shoot. There she is. You've seen this girl. You've seen her at the gym a few times. She usually just kind of keeps to herself. She's a little quiet. And now, after a couple minutes, she's walking your way. And at this point, you're feeling good, bro. You just had your espresso shot. You're feeling alive. You're feeling ready to go, ready to make your move. And as she walks towards you, your eyes meet. And all of a sudden, her face lights up. And you can't help it. Now you're cracking a big ol' smile. And as you guys are getting closer to each other, you're about to introduce yourself. And all of a sudden, she just walks right past you. Oops. Nah, bro. She wasn't looking at your weasel ass. And now you're sitting there, you're all confused. You look back, in comes her boyfriend. And this dude's looking like a straight Giga Chad. And there they go. As she leans into him, he puts his arm around her shoulder like this. And just before he walks out, he looks back at you and gives you a little wink. Almost as if he's saying, ha, yeah, you thought, bro. And now you're sitting here, all alone, thinking to yourself, man, if I would have just watched that Drexler video on how to make girls obsessed with me. Tough luck, bro. Now I gotta be real with you guys. I had a moment back in middle school. I'm not proud of it. My neighbor, she was actually in my class. And so I was over at her house in her bedroom, and she walked away for a little bit to go to the bathroom or something like that. We were just good friends. And I see her phone there, and she's best friends with the girl I'm in love with, bro, that I like, admire. And so I grab her phone real quick. I'm like, all right. In my head, I'm thinking, I gotta make this quick. So I go through and I find the girl that I like and I start texting her, bro. And so as I start texting her, I say, so what about Dre? And she replies, what about him? and I'm like, so, what do you think about him? And she's like, he's like, whatever, he's nice, I guess. All I'm getting is like just straight, like just dull answers, bro. Nothing exciting whatsoever. And so at this point, I'm like, dude, I gotta hurry now. So I'm like, I just be straight up with her. I'm like, do you like him? And she said something like, are you serious? Definitely not. And my heart just sunk, bro. I was just like, feeling like an absolute chump. And all of a sudden, my friend's coming back in the room and I go ahead and I delete all the texts real quick. I put the phone down and just act like nothing happened. And the funny thing about this story is that I don't even know if I ever like got away with it. I mean, she never brought it up. I think I dodged a bullet there. And then I think the very next week, the girl that I liked, that I was texting, she started dating my best friend, my best bro. And now he's basically coming to me being like, hey, is it cool, bro? Like, I know you really like oh shoot, yeah, bleep that out, bro. I can't put her name out there like that. And so me being all soft, weak, and limpy, I'm like, yeah, I don't care, bro. You can have her, dude. Like, I don't even really care about her anyways. Now, over the following years, I started to learn a lot. It wasn't until around late in high school that I actually started to attract a lot more women. And it came to a point actually where, the girls that I were talking to, they started to become a little bit obsessed. And I don't mean that like in a cocky way or anything like that. I actually never even dated a lot of women to begin with because I actually met my wife, Bree, fairly early on when I was like 21. And then, she became obsessed with me. But it was actually kind of funny because I remember one time in school, bro, I was walking, I was near the locker rooms and this one girl, she was literally like hiding behind objects, taking pictures of me on her phone, bro. Anyways, bro, I'll share those stories for a whole nother video. Let's go ahead and get the show on the road. Today, I'm gonna take you through 6 different ways to make women obsessed with you. It's funny because when I was putting this video together, actually, it's the same exact thing I do here on YouTube with you guys, just being honest. I mean, my goal here on this channel is to connect with you, right? And to do that kind of like on an emotional level. Think about it, bro. Have you ever felt like super connected with somebody and you just can't get enough of them? Maybe it's me, maybe it's another YouTuber, maybe it's like a musician, whoever. Someone you just feel like there's some sort of kind of spiritual connection between the two of you. You think to yourself, oh, this guy, he thinks just like me. He sees me, bro. It's like we're the same. And I'll be honest with you guys, it's like that for me with Elisha Long. Like, even though I've never met him in real life before, I watch his videos all the time and I say the same thing. This is like the older brother I've never had. And honestly, most of the time, this is a tactic, you guys. You have to realize that. It's the art of persuasion. And a lot of us guys, like here on YouTube, that's what we're doing, bro. Like, just being real, just being honest with you guys. We're collecting soldiers for our army. And look, hey, before we jump into this, I just want to let you guys know really quick, I'm not here advocating to use these tactics to like build up a collection of women for yourself. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying when you do finally meet that girl that you're interested in or you think that could potentially be your wife, then hey, you can use some of these. You can implement them when you're talking to her. Because I'm sure, I mean, if you watch this channel on a regular basis, I'm sure you're a pretty solid dude. You've got some vision, direction. Now you just need to strategically connect with that girl. Number one, you have to be unconventional. The way that you think, the way that you go about life. You almost got to be like a unorthodox fighter, like a fighter in the MMA who has like an unorthodox style. I think that means like they're either like left-handed or something, right? The way that they fight may be like controversial or just totally opposite of what the average fighter does, and how he fights and how he holds himself in the ring. Check it out. When you are unconventional, when you think about things differently, when you see things from a different perspective, yes, you will have less girls like you, but you got to remember as a man, that's not our goal, is just to have all the girls like us. In fact, if you do that, you can actually become like one of those like little simp guys or like a straight up like friend zone type of guy because you're just trying to make everybody like you, right? And so that is not your goal. That's how you lose at the end of the day, when you're trying to just get all the girls to like you. So what you want to do is be unconventional, create values for yourself, have standards that you believe in that the world, that culture might not believe in. It's kind of like Andrew Tate, bro. Look at him. I see like YouTube videos where they're like interviewing different girls and a lot of them say they absolutely hate the guy, right? But the girls that do like him, they don't just like him, they love him. And that's what will happen with you. The girls that do like you, they will not just like you, they will absolutely love you and adore you and become like obsessed about you. And I'll even go as far as to say the girls that don't like you, right? Because there's that great divide, the ones that do and the ones that don't. But the ones that don't, I would even go as far as to say they might even be secretly in love with you, bro. They're just keeping it real low key. They don't want anybody to know because it'll go against their own beliefs. It'll go against their own kind of like what's morally right to them. And because culture's telling them that, oh, you can't like a guy like him. You can't like a masculine guy who stands up for what's right and for what he believes in. And so they'll just kind of like stay stuck in their ways and pretend that they don't like you. But like deep down, maybe potentially like a little obsessed with you, bro. Number two, you gotta relate. I've watched so many YouTube videos over the years, bro, and I've actually subscribed to over 400 different channels. And at the end of the day, 10 years later, I only really watch about 3 different guys. You know, I've watched them all. I've watched the Teaching Men's Fashions, the Alpha M's. I've watched all this, you know, grooming channels and stuff like that, which they're all fine. They do have some great advice. But the guys I watch religiously, what makes them different from these guys? See, these guys are cool, but honestly, I don't mean to be mean, but I could care less about them. Why? Because they don't relate to me. They don't take the time to connect. They're not open. They're not transparent. There's really no depth there. They're more kind of just surfacey, and which is fine. Again, you know, you go to watch them for a few tips and then you're out. It's just funny, bro, because after all the years that I've watched these guys, I think about these guys and I'm like, how is it that after all the years of, you know, watching these guys here and there sporadically, how is it that I don't know the first thing about them? Yet I just found guys like Hamza, for instance, just a few months ago, and all of a sudden, dude, I feel like I've known this guy my whole life. How is it that these guys feel like strangers, yet Hamza feels like a brother to me? It's simply because guys like this, guys like Elisha Long, they constantly pour their heart out. They're wearing their heart on their sleeve, and that connects with me. It resonates with me. And when I watch them, I see myself in them. Number 3, hold yourself to a higher standard. When you open yourself up, when you're transparent, wear your heart on your sleeve, and when you do that effectively and you're able to connect with people and have them relate to you, you also have to make sure at the end of the day that they know that you're still a little bit ahead of them. They have to still see you as a top dog, you know, top G. And this goes the same with women as well, especially. I mean, I'm sure if you're being honest with yourself at the end of the day, you want a girl who is constantly looking up to you as king. I mean, that's just kind of like common sense. And it's kind of funny because culture's not going to tell you this, but women, their deepest desire is to look up to her man. Every girl, bro, I don't care what they say, they want to look up to their man. They want to see him as king. They want to know in their heads that they got themselves the man. And so you, my brother, you need to bring this energy. You need to bring this king-like swagger, this king-like presence. And you need to hold yourself to that standard. And doing this, it's not about being better than everybody else. It's just pretty much about being in the position that they want to be in. That's how you stay a leader. And that's how people will eventually become obsessed with you, because they can't get enough of you. You give them hope, you shine the light, right? That's why it's so important as a man. You can't slow down. You can't stay stagnant. You got to keep progressing. And you got to do this in every single area of your life. This is like the basic foundation of a high value man. And if she doesn't see you as high value, she's never going to be in love or obsessed with you, period. Number 4, the us versus them mindset. Now, this was in the book Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson, and I actually wrote down some notes here. It says, this is from the book. It says, people, not just women, will do anything for those who encourage their dreams, justify their failures, allay their fears, confirm their suspicions, and throw rocks at their common enemies. So hey, you really want to get on someone's good side? You really want to relate and connect with them? You need to share the same common enemy. It's like us here on this channel. Who's our common enemy? Culture, the news, media, all the freaking feminists who are against us and want to take men down. That's the enemy, bro. The enemy is pornography. The enemy is temptation. The enemy is anxiety, doubt, fear. All the things that the social media, the news outlets that are constantly trying to instill in us. All the things that are holding us back from being the next version of ourselves, the most masculine version of ourselves. There's a war against masculinity, my brothers, and this is our war, this is our fight, this is our common enemy, right? So be aware of this, bro, especially when you're with women. You can share common little enemies, and it doesn't have to be something big and huge and momentous. It can just be like little small things that you guys can kind of share. It's like a little secret that you share, right? If you can relate to her, say she's like a health nut, right? She's super into health and fitness. You guys can share the same enemy, like not drinking GMO products, right? And you can have conversations about how like the government's trying to destroy our bodies or something like that. I don't know. Whatever you want to do, however you can relate and connect with that person. Number 5, pull back. Now, most men, I see so many guys out here just drooling over women. The second they get into a relationship, they get themselves a girlfriend, they're just hanging all over them, hugging them, squeezing them, kissing them. Just chill out, bro. Stop being so freaking needy. Know when to pull back. Know when to have a strong masculine posture, right? And let her start to lean into you. Girls these days, bro, like they're so used to guys just always trying to go for the home run. And it's like, nah, bro, just take a step back, be chill, be calm, be cool and collected, and let that girl start pursuing you. Let her kind of work for it a little bit. It's almost like Sigma energy, right? And I'm not saying to like always push her away. Like, if she starts coming into you and she starts loving up on you and rubbing all over your muscles and stuff like that, like I'm not saying to just, like push her away. I mean, of course not then. But I'm just saying, don't always be the guy who's just constantly just touching all over her and just can't get enough of her because she's just so amazing and just so wonderful and I love her so much. I mean, like, there's a time and place for that, bro, but I'm just saying, kind of have more of a balance, know when to pull back, be a masculine man, and don't always be, like, so quick to, like, just follow her around everywhere. And the final one, number 6, is short, sweet texts. You don't want to be the type of guy that's just always, like, writing these big old books and paragraphs, just confessing every little thing about how you feel about her and how she's just so amazing and spectacular and just how precious she is to you. And you're telling her about your day, you're telling her that you got coffee, you got the new holiday Starbucks drink, and it was just so good. You gotta try it with me next time. And like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see you. Hey, I'm gonna go to the gym, but once I'm done, chill out, bro. You don't need to write all this stuff. A simple, hey, hitting up the gym, I'll talk to you later. That's it, bro. Thinking about you. That's it. You don't need to add a whole bunch of emojis. You don't need to add a whole bunch of like extra paragraphs. Just keep it simple, keep it sweet. If you really need to talk to her about something, you don't need to write a big old freaking story. You pick up the phone and just talk to her. And even then, just keep it to a minimum, bro. You are a man, you are a masculine man. There needs to be some sense of mystery to you, right? You can't just always be providing her with information of everything about your day, everything that's going on. You kind of want to be like almost like a puzzle waiting to be solved. And this is gonna make her think about you a little bit more, right? I mean, it just makes sense. She's gonna start wanting to figure you out, and all of a sudden she's gonna be paying a little bit more attention to you. She's gonna start to become obsessive. Where you been? Where you at? What'd you do today? Those are the type of things she's gonna be asking you. And it's almost like a less is more type of thing. Short and sweet. Keep it simple. K.I.S.S. Keep it stupid simple. With that said, hope you all enjoyed today's video. Be sure to get access to the Masculine Masterclass down below. And if you enjoyed today's video, please give it a nice big thumbs up. Hit the notifications button to be informed when I drop that next one. And check out this video right here to completely transform your life as a man. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace always.